boy, early in the morning with it. Scott Steiner does not like Hulk Hogan. Let's interview Chris Van Vliet. Now this guy, he does some great interviews. Yeah, go check him out. This is something. Steiner is not gonna hold it. He's gonna speak his mind, boy. What's he got to say about this Hogan business?
It's two very distinct careers.
Yeah.
Because you, as a tag team wrestler, you guys were one of the greatest tag teams.
One of the greatest. Did you say greatest?
Yeah, the greatest.
Yeah.
Then you become Big Papa Pump.
Yeah.
And then you have an amazing run as a singles wrestler.
Right.
And it's like these two incredible
Wow, as
careers
hell.
that have like a perfect split in the middle there, right? You turn on Rick, and then you become this other thing.
Right.
Where'd that come from?
It's just, well, first started, like, there's also two different personalities. Like, when I first came out of college, I was like a college kid coming out, happy, go lucky. But when you're wrestling for a while, you get, things change. Setbacks, people keep you down, politics, you get pissed off. So at that point, when I turned Big Papa Pump, I was very pissed off. And people could kind of tell that in my interviews. Because I was tired of the bullshit of professional wrestling. Things that happen behind closed doors, you don't really know what's going on. Luckily, I had some guys in the back doors that told me what was going on most of the time, but a lot of times I didn't know. Like, that was a real thing back then, the older guys keeping the younger guys down, Like, when I said that I got beat my first, match during the heel, the call was made by Hulk Hogan to have me get beat. So, and the only reason I knew that because I knew somebody that was in the vicinity of talking to him. So, which kind of pissed me off, but you can overcome wins and losses. It all, people can see your personality and what you do on camera. Wins and losses, you can overcome them. But first, another wrestler when another wrestler decides he's going to decide who wins is bullshit.
Why do you think he did that?
He's a motherfucker. There's no other way you could say it.
Scott Steiner, boy.
Like we did a nitro in Buffalo, and I knew who I had to wrestle, per se. But 10 minutes before the shows go on air, 10 to 8, I didn't know if it was going to happen or not. We had to wait till Hogan got to the building and say, clear it. Yeah, you could do what they have written down. So it was like, just shit like that.
So you're still not good with Hogan to this day?
I mean, what am I going to do now? It's like, but I don't forget. I mean, there's a reason why he got booed in California. All this stuff that came out with him, racist comments. Now you would never found that out if it wasn't recorded behind, closed doors.
See?
So I think a lot of people realize, the perception that WWE or WCW wanted of Hulk Hogan was not really him. Racist comment and, Hogan and Savage, when I was good friends with Savage, so I knew all the stories. He used to tell me all the stuff.
They didn't get along either.
And then, of course, the one time, he tried to put me in jail. So, I was facing a serious time. I could have been, in jail for, 15 years.
For what?
Well, I found out the bullshit he was doing in TNA. So it was, when I left, I told a couple of let it be known, like, next time I see him, I'm going to slap the shit out of him. But I didn't see him for like a year. And then I had met his wife backstage. But when I threw this, it was in San Jose for the WrestleMania. And it was this platinum blonde that was looking at me. Like, I kind of thought, oh, well, she's a stripper, But finally, I kind of remember meeting. But I still wasn't sure, so I went up to her and said, "Are you Hulk Hogan's wife?" And she said, "Yeah." And at that point, he was going to introduce Savage into the Hall of Fame, which was bullshit. So I told her that, and I told her, he was a piece of shit. for that whole situation, and I was gonna slap the shit out of her. Well, she had called. I said that, and I grabbed my. I mean, it was very. Nobody heard me. It was very low key. I didn't raise my voice or anything. Grabbed my bags and left. Well, she called Hogan. He came to the airport, and then he called the San Jose Police Department to say I slapped her, and I threatened to kill him. Well, you know, this terroristic threats and aggravated assault. You know, so I got a call from the San Jose Police Department. I mean, it was on TMZ and stuff, and luckily it happened at the airport because there were so many cameras. Otherwise, it would have been her and him against me.
Right.
So it would have been, you know, a tough case in court. But since it was on camera,
Hogan lying again, boy.
I told you, Sam, don't bother me anymore. It's on camera. You know, and they stopped. So.
Was it difficult in WCW to work with Hogan? You guys didn't.
No, because I didn't really know how bad he was. You know, it's still like what happens behind closed doors. You don't really find out till maybe a year later or 2 years later, and I mean that situation's gone, so you kind of like let it slide. So no, I mean don't go and get wrong. You know, see when I grew up, I was not a wrestling fan because for the simple fact we didn't have. No, we had 3 channels where I was born, Bay City. It was like. So it wasn't a big thing, but it got big when I was in college. That's when it blew up when Hogan did the Rocky thing, and then of course, you know, Macho Man, Big John Studd, Ted DiBiase, you know, all the big names.
Yeah.
So, you know that's when I became a big fan. I was a big fan with my buddies and stuff. Matter of fact, when I first started wrestling, you know, I'm wrestling in the Ypsilanti Armory. But then I went to the WrestleMania in Detroit where it was 100, not 100, but I think it was like actually 70,000. But it was amazing.
93,000, they said.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But, I mean, that was, you know, we're in the Silver Dome.
Oh, yeah, Pontiac,
it was
Michigan.
crazy. So you can imagine me wrestling at the Ypsilanti Armory.
Yeah.
You know, then like next weekend I'm at the Silver Dome watching that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a spectacle. It was amazing. I was sitting way up in the nosebleed sections, but luckily I got a ticket, and it was, you know, kind of like kept me going into wrestling because, you know, when you first starting out, it's a small, you know, independence, and you kind of sometimes you lose, you know, the bullshit that goes on. It's like you wonder if you're ever going to make it. So I had little motivational things that kept me going.
What do you get when?
Okay, so Scotty Steiner, boy. Yeah, he said he seen through the BS with Hogan too. He said he don't give a crap now, but back then he was hot, boy. Steiner said you kill Hogan, telling lies, Hogan the lies, damn it. Shoot, lied on the man. Cause that's I remember some of that because that's what pushed back the Hall of Fame. They would have been in the Hall of Fame sooner. Yeah, they said I don't know if they said Rick was, but they said Scott Steiner barred from the Hall of Fame. She's like, come on, man. You knew the Steiners deserved to be in there. Come on now. And then he was great as a tag and as a singles wrestler. But what's name with this lion business? He's gonna kill Hogan. No, but I believe though, if it was on the street though, Steiner would tear Hogan apart. Come on now. But no, of course he deserved being Hall of Fame, and he probably get the what do they call it, the legend contract. So I don't know if it was 2K25 or 24. They said the Steiner is supposed to be in there. I think it's the new one. I think because I got 2K24 super late, so just got it by a week or two ago. So, but yeah, even still today, leave Steiners alone. He's nothing to play with.